said so long, carry on, 'cause the devil wants to take me for a ride.
Well, welcome back. Oh Jesus, Mike, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to scream into the microphone. I apologize if. All right, man. Gabby Petito. Is it potato? I forget how to properly say it. Let's get into it. I'll get to all that. I'll get to all that other jazz later. But let's just start out with let's start out with the news, man. Gabby Petito? For those of you who are not following, Gabby is a girl from Staten Island, Italian, New York lady who decided to go on a cross-country road trip with her boyfriend, and it just so happens this relationship was toxic. Anyway, they're calling Gabby a YouTuber because Gabby put up a single YouTube video. Is that what it takes now? That's kind of why they're trying to make it into a big deal, not because she's just a pretty white girl who went missing. Anyway, Gabby was missing. Gabby, I'm sorry. Gabby and her boyfriend, whose name I don't care about. I haven't heard that. It's out there. Whatever. Look it up. You got the internet. Fuckface. Gabby's boyfriend and her were on a cross-country road trip, and at some point, they had a little squabble that someone videotaped, I think. No, it was the police. I don't remember. I saw the video. Someone called the cops because there was a couple fighting in a car, and they had like a van. They were in a camper van. Guys, do not live in a van with a woman, okay? Unless there's two situations. You get two reasons for why you should live in a van with a woman. Number one, you've been together through thick and thin, and you know who she is, and you can handle it. Or number two, you kind of don't, and you can just drop her off on the side of the road. You can, like, you just go full bang bus, and you drop her off on the side. You pull a Dirty Sanchez, and you go, "Hey, do you go to pee?" And she goes, "Okay." And right when she squats down, you floor it, and you leave her. You leave her in Tuscaloosa. Anyway, everyone is driving across country and hiking, and it's like a lot of you don't need to be doing that. Leave that for me, okay? Leave that for people like me who are weird. Don't. If you're normal, you don't need to be doing stuff like that. Don't just go be normal. Trust me, it takes a special kind of weirdo to just sit alone on top of a mountain and actually never masturbate. I've never masturbated in the woods. You know, as a matter of fact, I have not. No, I'm being dead serious. I don't know why I just thought to myself, I've never beat off on a mountain. I've never come on a mountain. I like to bang a lady on top of a mountain, but there's my mindset when you get into it. Anyway, Gabby and her boyfriend have some issues on the road. She texts her parents, it's going to be okay. Then they try and get a hold of her, and they can't get a hold of her. And then she says, sorry, no service in the national park. They're out in national parks. So only one person to blame for Gabby going missing, and that's Teddy Roosevelt for making the national park system. Fuck you, Teddy. Love Teddy. Love Teddy. One of the best president ever. You get a chance, listen to the 2-part History on Fire podcast about Teddy Roosevelt by Daniel Bellelli. Amazing. Amazing. Highly recommend it. Anyway, Gabby goes missing, and her boyfriend comes home drives home with the van that they left in. And then he ghosts her family for like a fucking week. I'm sorry. I know And then when finally her family, I'm just amazed that her family took like a week to file a missing persons report. But they're Italians, you don't fucking call the police, man. Old school Italians. You don't get 5-0 involved. Anyway, the police show up at the boyfriend's house, and he's got a lawyer, and he goes, I ain't saying shit. And then a few days later, he's gone. He's last reported in Florida. His parents are like, we don't know what happened. His parents got him out of country. Now, I feel awful for Gabby and her parents. Like, I know, terrible situation, but here's the thing. Like, why kill the bitch, man? Why? You're in a van. You can leave, dude. You could just drop her off on the side of the road and bounce. Or like one morning you wake up early and just leave. And you leave her in the fucking woods, but not dead. You just leave her. Or you go, hey, drop me off over here at this bus station. And I'll leave, and I'll fucking I'll fly home. Just, there's so many other options. Like, killing a woman isn't something that you should do. But I could understand if you were sharing a studio apartment in Manhattan. If you were in like a shoebox apartment and you're stuck there and it's cold outside in the winter and you got nowhere to go and you come home and all you hear is yakka, 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 yakka. You just, all right, like that's a murder I would understand. Not okay, not justified. I'm just saying I would I would understand why it had been conducted. Dude, just put it on the radio. You know what's funny? The worst fights I ever had in my life with my ex-girlfriend were always driving places. And she wanted to do a cross-country road trip. I don't know what it was, but whenever we were in the car, I think it's because we didn't have distractions and we just had to deal with the fact that we were very opposite people who didn't belong together, but were just great in bed together. Oh, God, she tried to throw me out the car at 2 a.m. in New Hampshire once. Oh, man. Good times. Good fucking times. Anyway, I find the whole Gabby thing fascinating because women, why are you all so obsessed with murder porn and true crime? Women love watching Bones and Law and Order SVU and all these other fucking rape fantasy shows. What's that fucking rape fantasy show on Netflix? Handmaidens Tales. What, dude, there's no way every fucking white liberal woman watches that and then flicks a bean after and goes, I kind of want to be dominated by a man. Yeah, why would you watch that? I don't watch shows about prison rape. I've never watched. We don't sit around and watch shows about priests fucking boys. Men don't do that. So women, all I can imagine is it's something ingrained instinctively in them, and it's been put there because all of human history was men taking advantage of women. Like a rival tribe would show up in a new kingdom, and then they would slaughter the men and rape all the women and mate with all of them. And if you're a woman who put up a fight, you got killed. So I think it's just hot. All I hear from women is how horrible it is that you had to go outside and deal with men being creeps, which is horrible. It is. It's awful that you can't take a subway home at midnight without worrying about someone trying to finger pop you. That's not fun. I don't envy that situation. With that being said, why do you nonstop watch shows about it? Every woman listens to true crime podcasts. And then the detectives came in and they found the man wearing a necklace made of vaginas of all his victims. And women eat it the fuck up. You watch videos about Jeffrey Dahmer and tell me he's good looking. Fuck you. He fucks people's insides, you fucking creeps. What the fuck? That's weird. That's very weird. Okay, it's very weird, ladies. We need to come to terms with this. This is not normal. This is not normal. All right? So, what happened with this Gabby thing is that women who sit around watching nothing but Netflix documentaries about men who rape and kill women and, SVU and all these other gross shows, because I don't watch that shit. It grosses me out. I can't watch slasher movies because there's always the part where Jason or Michael Myers or whoever it is, or the serial killer starts stabbing the hot girl. And it's clearly a subconscious penetrative fuck her to death type thing that I find really creepy. And the thing you got to remember with writers is they're all losers and nerds. Okay? If Quentin Tarantino came up to you and was like, hey, nice nipples, you'd go, oh my God, is that Quentin Tarantino? Oh. But if Quentin Tarantino never got out of that movie store, he's just 50-year-old Quentin Tarantino working in a Southern California movie rental store, and he walked up to you and said, hey, nice nipples, you would mace him and call the police. Okay, so let's establish that these writers are weirdos, okay? And the slasher movie thing is just, it's them getting back at the hot girls from high school by killing them in a movie. That's what that is. It's anger and envy at those girls. That's why in every movie, like where a woman doesn't initially go for a guy, even though he's the good guy, she learns that her current boyfriend's a douche and ends up with him. Instead of him making any progress about the fact that he's a loser, nerd, fucking creep, and he does nothing to alter or better himself in any fucking way, yet somehow gets the girl in the end, despite making no progress as a fucking protagonist. That is what happens when you let nerds write movies. Anyway, diatribe aside, I digress. Ladies, stop watching murder porn. It's fucking gross, and your obsession with true crime, it's worse than any dude watching 13 football games on a Sunday, okay? And you know it is. And the Gabby thing is blown up because of this. There are just hordes of young women on TikTok and social media who think that they're detectives. And this happens all the time. It happened with the Boston bombing where something happens and then every fucking nerd loser somehow thinks they work for the FBI. And is convinced that there's I've seen so many tweets, there's an army of girls out here on saving, like, no, fuck you, you're not. Like, do you think that they haven't figured this stuff out? They just don't announce it to you. They don't announce the investigation as it goes. Because that's how you trip people up, you silly fucking assholes. Anyway, the Gabby Potato thing is going to be it's weird how obsessed with America is with it. We're obsessed because it's a hot, pretty girl. We're obsessed, but she's a hot, pretty white girl. I promise you that if Gabby Potato was Nashika Johnson, you would never have heard of the bitch. You wouldn't. Do you know how many young women get abducted into fucking pedophile rings every year? But, this one wasn't done by an elite. It was done by a common man, so you heard about it. But I'm going to be real. Gabby is a big deal because she's a white girl and her hair was dyed blonde. That's why you're hearing about her. I promise you that if Gabby was some Native American chick from a Cherokee reservation, you'd be like, what's a Cherokee reservation? I'd be like, what state is the Cherokee reservation in? And you go, oh boy, it's Oklahoma. Remember, they're from Georgia, but Trail of Tears, Andrew Jackson was sent them to Oklahoma. Study your fucking history books, boys and girls. Anyway, poor Gabby. It's just the most, everything about this is such a Staten Island Italian thing. The girl goes missing, the parents don't contact the cops, the other kid lawyers up, and then the cops come to his house, and he's gone, and the parents hey, where's Tony? And they're like, forget about him. Forget about him. He's in Florida. And that dude is fucking gone. Oh man, it's rough. You're not solving the crime. All you people out there, like a YouTuber has a video of there's a weird obsession with like, dude, I hate the FBI. I'm not even giving them credit. So I'm just even less of a fan of the what do we want to call them? The TikTok mafia. Okay, Gabby. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough. That's Scruff McGruff rough. But it's funny after all this time and everything that went on in the world, man. We're still every black Def Jam comic. Well, they're not always deaf. Rock had it. A bunch of dudes had it, but every black comic joke about how only missing white girls make it to like the milk box and the cereal. They don't put them on cereal boxes, but they used to put them on. I'm dating myself with that old trope. The missing kid on the milk carton, or they don't do it for on white girls. When I was living in Brooklyn, New York, man, I would see flyers and posters for missing persons. I'm just like walking down the street, Broadway Junction, there's a flyer, missing black girl, insert name, and nothing. Just fucking, oh man. Anyway, tough fucking break, Gabby. That's rough. What a young dude. The point of being young and traveling is to do it single so you can fucking be free. Dude, traveling with a significant other, that's some 50, 60-year-old shit. That's retiree shit. You shouldn't be traveling with a significant other. All right? She should be pregnant at home with the babies, barefoot in the kitchen. I'm kidding. But no, like take turns, man. Take turns. One month she goes, another month you go. But dude, that is such a silly young person relationship thing. Let's travel the country together. No. You know what happens when you travel the country with your significant other? You fucking kill him. You kill him. I can't imagine the motives. Like, I don't know, dude. Anyway, move on. I talked about this enough. Sorry, Gabby. Nicki Minaj. Oh boy, it's been a week. Oh man, I love this timeline. I know some of you hate it. You losers and you're boring. I love it. I love it, man. I love this timeline. I really do. I like the Nicki Minaj timeline. I'm all for it. This seems to be as good a time as ever to bring up our sponsor. Do you ever find yourself coming too quick? Do you think, God damn, 20 pumps is good enough for me, but if only I could squeeze out 5 more pumps from my lady, she just might come. Maybe you should try some Promescent delay spray. It'll keep you from nutting too quick, but won't keep her from coming on time. Do you ever think to yourself, man, I wish I had the same desire to hump that I did when I was 22. But I don't want to take them truck stop pills to just make my dick hard. I don't like Viagra. That just gets me hard in the moment. I want something to bring back the urge to fuck, to hump. Okay, without taking testosterone. Because if I take testosterone, if I don't wean myself off proper, then I end up with way too much estrogen. Before I know it, I got tits and I'm transitioning. All right? And now I get some new corner office because I'm a LGBTQ high. You think, hey, I want that feeling I used to get when I would just want to hump anything in a skirt. Try Vitaflux by Promescent. It works. Not only that, but they got sex toys. They got some great massaging oil, some lubes, some condoms, some rubbers, some Jimmy hats. They Even have this warming gel. It makes it nice and tingly on your clit of your dick. I promise you, man. It's worth a try. So if you're looking to try some out, buy some sex toys, keep you from coming too quick or just getting back that mojo, that little pep in your step so you can hump like you used to. Check out Promescent. That's promescent.com. Promescent. Promescent.com. When you go to checkout, you just go to that little box where it says discount code, coupon code. You enter Bain 15. Bain 15. That's Bain 15. And you can get 15% off all your products. So get out there. Put a little pep in your step and hump like you used to. We're Promescent. So, for those of you who are not aware, those of you who have been living under a rock, Nicki Minaj decided to put out a tweet. You know, as celebrities do, she put out a tweet, and this tweet just so happened to be about how her cousin in Trinidad has a fiance or a boyfriend who got the vaccine. His balls swelled up like balloons. So Nicki just said, hey, maybe do your research. She literally just said, hey, think about it before you get it. Do your own research. My cousin in Trinidad has a boyfriend or something who got the shot. And now his balls are enormous. They swelled up like two big black grapefruits. Oh, man. And the world went nuts. The world went nuts, man. All Nicki did was make a goofy little fucking tweet. Okay, that's it. She just made a goofy little tweet about how, you know, this is the sort of stuff you have in a conversation with your friends. That's what Twitter originally was just a place to put your thoughts. All right, not a place for presidents to tweet, okay? Not a place for heads of state to go over reform. It's just a place to put out some really dumb ideas. And sometimes they're offensive and sometimes they're funny. Now, and it turned into a massive pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine argument with people losing their mind on Nicki. This thing has happened. This strange belief that if you are a celebrity, you have therefore a quote-unquote platform and are required to toe the company line. And by that, I mean whatever the elites decide is the proper, opinions. And if you don't, at all times, everywhere, you are an enemy of thought and you are poisoning the minds of people because as they believe, people are worthless fucking cattle. And how dare they get an opinion or a bad thought. Anyway, this went so far that the Prime Minister of the UK, Nicki's not even a British citizen, but for some reason, Boris Johnson and then doctors who were associated with the government came out to talk about it. This had to be the US federal government addressed this. This tweet by Nicki. All Nicki did was say, hey, I heard this dude in an island got some fat nuts. There's this dude out here with some fat fucking nuts. My cousin about to marry this dude and she's really grossed out by his big bulbous balls. And apparently the narrative is so weak. Okay, the narrative of what we have to do as a people is so weak that it's threatened by this goofy little tweet. And two giant governments, minimum of 2. I don't know if Trudeau said something. He probably did, that goofy bastard. And Prime Minister of Canada. I don't know. But they came out and had to make a statement about it. And I go, dude, I'm living in a timeline where the leaders of America, the United States of America, and the United Kingdom are commenting on Nicki Minaj, on the singer of Super Bass. And the remix to Anaconda. What world are we in? All the multiverse? Sometimes I think I'm the Mike Bain that got lucky. Right now there's a Mike Bain living in a multiverse where this never happened. And he doesn't get to watch his favorite podcaster, history podcaster, Daryl Cooper of the Modern Made podcast. I know I've recommended it on here before. I can't recommend it enough. I got to watch Daryl Cooper comment and promote his podcast on a tweet that Nicki Minaj made. Dude, right now there's a version of me that just lives in a place where this never happened. He's bored. He's bored. He's still stuck in a shitty job and he's bored. Oh man. So Nicki took a tremendous amount of heat. Way more heat than she ever needed. It could have been joked away. It could have been ignored. But they went in on Nicki. And I mean really bad. Just she had a thought that, she didn't say don't get vaxxed. She didn't say, they're microchipping you. Didn't say it's even killing you. Just was like, hey, maybe if you take this, your balls will get fat. And everyone lost their mind. And who came to her rescue? Get ready. None other than Fox News' Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson came out to defend Nicki Minaj. That's the timeline we're living in, ladies and gentlemen. A timeline where the governments of the United Kingdom and the USA have teamed up to battle Nicki Minaj. They've teamed up to battle Nicki Minaj and Tucker Carlson. Tag team of the century, ladies and gentlemen. And Nicki shared something where Tucker came to her defense. Understandable. Everyone's calling her a retard and a stupid bitch. And fuck you. I hope you die, Nicki. And Tucker comes out. She shares something and everyone loses their shit. You shared a white nationalist, blah, blah, blah. He's a Republican. And Nicki said, so let me get this is such like a beautiful tweet. If you don't get the chance, look this up. Nicki said, so is that how it works? That everything in life has to be one side or the other? Is that where we are as a country? I'm slightly paraphrasing, but this is, she said, so if I'm black and a Democrat says stick marbles up your ass, I have to stick them up my ass. But if a guy from the other side says, watch out for that bus, I should stand there and get hit. Nicki Minaj. We're at a point where Nicki Minaj has to call out the bipartisan division of America and the corruption in the dichotomy of a two-party system. I love it. I love this timeline. We went with full circle. Dude, it's fucking, and she's right. And she's right. And she's right. We've reached a point where where you're not supposed to agree with something that benefits you if someone from the other team is agreeing with you. God damn, man. Now, is the vaccine going to make your nuts swell up? Maybe this one dude, most likely not. Some of them do cause inflammation. Pfizer is known to do that. Johnson & Johnson and not AstraZeneca are known to cause blood clotting, but the mRNA ones are known to potentially cause inflammation in certain people. My mom got her third Pfizer shot. She just got a booster on Thursday. And then on Friday, she was in the emergency room with a severe case of intestinal swelling. Intestinal inflammation. She has a condition that only happens in less than 1% of the people, that never existed in her before, but, just mysteriously happened one day after getting her booster. And anyway, I don't want to drone on about that at all. But the fact that we're going to go down at come on, man. What is Twitter for? Twitter is so, I can see funny jokes. Is there to look at funny jokes, watch tranny porn and OnlyFans. I don't think, and for furries, man. It's for people to argue over Zelda games and furries and K-pop. It is not a platform for intellectual discourse, nor has it ever been. That's why there's a limit to what you can say and how much you can say, man. Nick, where? I can't wait. I can't wait for what happens next. I really can't. All right, I can't wait for Cardi B to take on the national debt. I'm so excited to hear Bruno Mars talk about whether or not the U.S. fiat currency is fucked because it's not tied to a gold standard. Oh shit! Why is Lil Nas X not talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Okay, this is what we need, man. Where's that tweet? Lil Nas X? If you're gonna go in, let's go all in. All right? Oh, man, it's like living in Bizarro world, dude. Chris Cuomo, brother of Andrew Cuomo, is in trouble for, what do you think it is? Come on, guess. What do you think it is? Huh? Being too jacked? Apparently, sexual assault. Imagine, the other Cuomo brother sexually assaulted his boss. That's such a Chris Cuomo grabbed his boss's ass, who's a lady, grabbed her ass and made a rude comment. I gotta give it to him. Normally, when you sexually assault in the workplace, it goes down, right? You do it to a secretary or to the cleaning lady because she can't speak English and she's probably illegal. Who's she gonna call? The cops? Yeah, they'll just deport her. Yeah. This motherfucker went up. He went up the chain of command. That's how brazen these Italian motherfuckers are. Well, especially this family, because they're a family of crooks, establishment crooks. I can't wait till this one says, Hey, I'm Italian. Hey, what you gonna do? Speaking of Italians, they're making an animated Mario movie with Chris Pratt as Mario. No. I want goofy, off the boat, Italian stereotype Mario. I want, it's a me, Mario. I don't want, it's a me, Mario. I was in Parks and Rec when I was fat. I don't want that. I would love it if Chris Cuomo just came out and said, Hey, I grab your ass. Hey, it's not sexual assault. It's how we say hello in Italy. I finger your pussy. Anyway, Chris, ballsy motherfucker Cuomo, grabbed his boss by the ass. He hasn't lost his job yet somehow. It's only just coming out. It's almost like the people who build their lives around morality, whether it's radical Christian morality or this new wave of liberal, religious, damn near religious fervor morality, are actually the ones most guilty of not maintaining it. Chris and his brother, Andrew, they're like the priest who self-flagellates in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. All right, if you haven't watched, they kind of skipped this part in the cartoon movie, but the priest has a thing for the gypsy girl, and he whips himself bloody because he wants to fuck her so bad, And then he tries to rape her, and the hunchback saves her, and it turns into a whole thing. And he goes, well, it's your fault. I don't want to rape you, but you're a dirty gypsy whore, and you made me feel this way. And he's supposed to be this paragon of religious morality and virtue, which bears a striking resemblance to a couple of brothers who are consistently calling other people zealots and misogynists and bigots and xenophobic and racist and jingoistic. Anyway, I watched a gorilla suck another gorilla's dick on Twitter today, and that's what Twitter's for. Okay, I watched this she bitch gorilla suck her man's dick at the Bronx Zoo. Which, if you were gonna pick a zoo for it to happen, the Bronx Zoo is like, if you told me here's a list of zoos you could go to and watch gorillas give head, and you're like San Diego, Boston, or the Bronx, I'd go. I think that's a Bronx Zoo. That's a Bronx. And you know what? How you know it was in the Bronx and not some little white town is because all the people watching just laughed. They were like, it was all parents with their kids going, hey, she's fucking sucking his dick. Hey, Teresa. Hey, how come you don't suck my dick like that no more? Huh? Hey! There were no Italians. It was all Hispanic and black people. But anyway, it was old stereotypes of the Bronx. It was funny. That's what Twitter's for. Not you hunting down Nicki Minaj over vaccines. Oh, damn. LinkedIn is in trouble because LinkedIn has apparently been blocking people who criticize China. I didn't know you could criticize China on LinkedIn. But for the record, at a certain point, I think we're all going to realize that social media is just the ability to share free-thinking information on social media is kaput. It's over. Pick a sensitive topic. Vaccines and COVID are very sensitive, but you can pick a lot of stuff. Maybe abortion. Pick something sensitive. Go to YouTube. Type it in. And type in the opinion that is not being represented by mainstream media and see what you find. You ain't going to find shit, I promise you. And that's how most media... Dude, I was talking to a girl I know who... This is an intelligent woman. An intelligent, progressive woman. And she messaged and she goes, I don't know what's going on in Australia. What's going on over there? And I go, are you fucking kidding me? And then I realized most people don't know that in Australia, in Sydney, in the province of Victoria, which capital is Sydney, the military has been called in. You're only allowed outside your house for 1 hour a day, maybe 2 if you're vaccinated. And the cops are beating the shit out of old ladies and going door to door of people who've made social media posts or agreed with the idea of protesting. I know we're saying 1984 here. They went full 1984 and no one knows about it. So don't act surprised when these dudes get all weird, huh? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. This is how I normally start the podcast. I'm jumbling stuff up. I'm doing good, man. I'm super de-stressed. You know, I was really stressed out about the state of the world. I'll be real with you. And I let it go. I let it go, man. I let it go. I was worried about losing my job. I ended up losing one of the venues I could work at through my union. My union work came back after having not been able to work for them since literally, I think it was December. I think it was like New Year's or the day before I worked for my union. And then downtime because we have not much stuff in the winter. And then COVID. And it finally came back. It finally started working. And within a week, and I was working hard. That's why I haven't been making a lot of posts. I'm just trying to get some money to buy some new gear and plan some trips for comedy and some other trips so I can edit all that YouTube shit I've been talking about. I got to hold myself to. And anyway, it's happened. And I was told, and now the things have changed. You have to wear a mask all day at work. but also we get COVID tested every day at work, which is fine. That's the best way of dealing with this situation, is to get tested. And but after we go into the building or outside of the venue, we still have to wear masks. Confusing? Wearing a mask in 98-degree heat as you work at Fenway Park outside or outside of the pavilion. Very confusing. I don't understand why. Because in order to work here, I had to literally take a test right before I walked in the door. Very confusing. And then one of my venues, the TD Garden, said, so you can't work here anymore if you don't do this thing. And I don't want to focus on this. I know I've talked about this in the podcast. I don't. It just came up with Nicki because I thought it was a funny story and it happened. And I honestly don't want what I do on this show to revolve around this. I think it just kind of did for a little bit because it was distorting my life in a way where I didn't learn how to, I was stressed out and I didn't learn how to let things flow. And, I told you, I prayed on that dock. I started praying again. And relax. I know I'm still going to be a piece of shit. Relax. I'm not getting all Christian on you. Not that it would matter if I did. I pray it's more of a meditation. Before bed, or like if it's a full moon, I'll manifest the things that I want. I will say I'm going to put the energy out there to have better relationships and to be stronger. And I've been getting it back. Because one of these venues said, you can't work here anymore unless you do this thing. And I said, I'm not comfortable with doing that. And I was let go. And the next day I had a new job. And this new job treats me better, treats me way better, and feeds me better. And I'm happier mentally there. And I don't do as much physical strenuous stuff. And the quality of work and the quality of people is supreme. And I have been stressed out. So my lesson to you is, guys, you don't have to pray, but meditate. Find a way to say your shit out loud, because it fucking helps. I promise you it helps. And don't just ask for shit. Sit there and go out loud. You have to say it because you're avoiding the thoughts. Say, this is what I hope to have guidance with. Because if you don't admit to this shit, because you're pushing that, simply, it's not even the act of praying, it's the act of saying it out loud and admitting that you need guidance on something. Forces you to sit there and think about it. But also, sometimes, just say the shit you're grateful for. And the universe been throwing shit back at me, dude. I got 2 different, part-time positions. One of which I've been working as I was doing audio tech for a Zoom meeting for my friend's company, and it was the wokest company ever. Like, it was a coding convention. I had been told not to say you guys when I was in the Zoom room with everyone, which is just something that I do. I felt like it was non-gendered. Apparently it's not. I had to know pronouns ahead of time. I had to be very good with pronouncing names. And I said you guys. And oh boy. I had a woman who does seminars about, bad language, like saying things like master switch or master key, or how that is that needs to be removed. And I had to simp it. I simped it up because it's my friend's company. I want to help him out. I simped it up. I said, you guys. And she goes, oh, that's a microaggression. I go, oh, my apologies. It's a hard learning experience to get these things, these toxic things that are drilled into our head. I played the fucking game, man. I did it. I'm going to help my dude out. I'm getting paid. And then he warned me, there is one individual, and you will know who this person is. They have a very complicated name, and they are trans. Not just non-binary, they are trans, and you will know them when you see them. And this person came into the green room I was managing, in the Zoom green room, and you're sitting there on your screen looking at this other person, and before they came on, it just, it was a blank screen, and it said the name, and I knew I was going to fuck the name up, so I just go, hi, how are you? And this person is a trans woman, and I heard back, I'm good, how are you? And I go, oh, fuck, no! Oh, no, I'm going to fuck my friend shit up. And I'm going to be real with you. Fake trans person. Fake, phony, baloney, bullshit. I don't give a fuck. This wasn't, if you don't do this shit. Like this fucking dude, I'm normally not the dude to just misgender someone because I'm a prick. I think if you're about it, I will respect you and your pronouns. I think this was fraudulent, okay? Because I thought I was talking to Biz Marquis, okay? Jesus Christ. Like, hey, I'm doing good. How are you? You ever have that thing happen on a hot day where your balls stick to the side of your legs and you gotta slap them to get them off? You know, when you got sticky balls. Yeah, you know when you're fucking a bitch and you fucking pull a hair and you say, shut up, cunt. That's this, no lie, that was the fucking voice. And finally the screen opens up. Wow. Big, nerdy, neckbeard type dude who just shaved part of his head, was going bald, tattoos, missing some teeth. Behind him, a pile of tonic cans. Like this is a real computer nerd. Just a mountain of cans of Coke and Sprite and every other sugary confection you can imagine. Eating at, like, throughout just randomly, like just such a video game fucking nerd. And I was so afraid of, I didn't say shit. I was like afraid to even look into the camera. I was just over here looking up, looking left, looking that way and this. And it was intimidating. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'd be on my tippy toes not to fuck up. I can play the pot, man. I can play it. Not good enough that when I got flustered, I didn't say you guys, but I can play the pot. And I didn't screw that one up. Okay. I held true. It was very daunting. Anyway. On to question. Oh, like I was saying, man, about that job. A lot of people, I think, are losing jobs. COVID, you know, in all aspects, whether it was the lockdown or mandates or whatever's going on, things have changed. The world has changed. And a lot of people are being put in positions where they might lose previous jobs and careers. Trust in yourself. Trust in the universe, trust in your faith. Because the reality is that a job, most of us hate our fucking jobs. So why are we holding on to jobs we hate? It's like holding on to a relationship you hate where you don't get pussy or you're not in love with the person. Why do we do this? Because we're afraid of change. They get you scared. People coming up to me trying to make me scared. And I was like, I'll be fine, man. I just survived 16 months without you motherfuckers. Think I won't survive again? And things work out. Because I ain't angry about it. I ain't trying to fight anybody. And I'm not out here to do battle with you. We're all people. We're all in this together. As Nicki Minaj said. What are we? Two different sides? and one side's got fat nuts? No. We're all in this together, motherfucker. And what I've realized through this whole process is a lot of the people I've lost are people I didn't really fuck with. People I wasn't close to, who didn't really have my back. And I've made connections with people who are really cool and on the same wavelength as me. And I've, you know, who knows? Maybe things will change. Maybe I could always change my mind. As a person, I could do that. Maybe times get tough and I do get to do something, but who knows? Maybe I finally find a way to monetize YouTube. Maybe it's the impetus I need. A job is just like a relationship. Remember that. You can always leave it. You were the motherfucker before you met her or him or that job, and you will be after. And if a relationship or a marriage or a job is toxic, you leave. And you ain't gonna die. You ain't, I know it's scary. You'll get beyond it. And I'm watching a lot of people I know and care about who are in jobs that give them no fulfillment, being told they might have to go. And I don't think that's a fucking bad thing. It ain't a bad thing, man. You know, you can always go back. You can always go back, man. They're hurting for workers. Every place is shutting down, they're not enough workers. It's our time, baby. Supply and demand. And the worker is in. Anyway, questions. What's the best way to tell your hookup you're no longer interested? Say I'm no longer interested. Straight up. Don't just straight up say, full honesty, hey, I know we've had some fun. I'm just not feeling it anymore. There's nothing again. I mean, you could say it's against you, but just here's what you're gonna say. Just say I'm not feeling it anymore. Just be honest. Don't ghost him. Just say, hey, it worked. Now it doesn't work. That's it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Just say, I'm not feeling it. You're okay. It's okay to change. It's okay to lose sexual attraction with someone. It doesn't mean you're wrong or they're wrong. Just be straight up. You don't gotta be a mean cunt. You can if you want to be, but don't lie to them because that'll bother them more. I promise you, someone who grew up in an environment where has been in these situations where someone deprives you of information in a way to protect you, they always end up hurting you. So be straight up. Say, hey, I know you got a big fat dick, but it ain't working because you've been busting nuts in under 3 minutes. And your nuts got real fat. What you get? Is that AstraZeneca? Is that what that is? AstraZeneca made them nuts fat, huh? That's what it is. Okay, next question. How do I tell my girlfriend she's getting fat? Oh, Jesus. Ladies, I'm going to need you to turn off this podcast. Ladies, if you've ridden with me this long, in order for you to not hate me, turn off the podcast right now. I'm going to give you a little more time. I'm going to warn you one more time. All right, this is because I know what you have to do for women. I don't necessarily know what you have to do for men. I think with a dude, you can just say, here's ladies, I'll tell you what to do if your boyfriend's getting fat. Say, hey, you're getting fat and you're losing penis length. That's all you got to do. Because when a dude does get fat, his gunt, his fupa, so fupa fat upper pussy area, you can say fat upper penis area for dudes. Like that base around his dick will get pudgy and fat like a pillow, and then he'll lose inches from his dick. That's why I've watched plenty of porn, never seen a hung fat dude in any porn. Have you? Think. I've seen midgets with big fat dicks. Never seen a fat dude. They lose dick length, okay? So it's always them skinny dudes with them fucking footlongs. It's because they got no gunt. They got no guy cunt. So there's no... So that, ladies, that's what you do with your man. Make him feel weird about his penis, and he'll lose weight for the extra length. And show him stuff, because guys, when a guy does lose weight, his dick will get bigger. So show him articles about that, and he'll do something about that. Now, ladies, turn it off. Fellas, it's just us right now. Okay, here's what you do. You gotta grab her by her fat. I know it's fucked up. I know, but I've done this and I didn't do this intentionally. This has happened as a mistake. I learned that this works through a process of mistakes. But when you're fucking her, you grab her by the fat. Okay, when you're rolling around in bed, you grab her by the hunk of fat. Not a titty and not her ass or hips. Because that'll be misconstrued as like pure just sexual. I was mounting a lady and trying to get a better hold. And I reached underneath and I grabbed her right by her fucking belly flap. Right by her fucking... And she just stopped the sex and goes, did you just grab me by my fat? And I said, yeah. And I didn't do it on purpose. But it caused a ripple in the fat. It caused a ripple in the relationship. Because like the fact that it was there. She was like, oh. That caused a serious, because you can't just be like, hey, you're getting big. She'll turn that around on you. You trying to just be flat out like, hey, I wish you'd be more healthy. Isn't going to work. Trying to buy better food for her often won't work either. I know, I'm all about honesty. I think you should say it, but like don't expect it to work because that direct approach doesn't really work on women. So there's one way. Is you're fooling around in the bed, and like I got another girl, I got ravenous. I just want to grab them, and I don't mind big girls when you're fooling around in the bed, but I don't want, if you're dating a girl, you want it to be healthy, because when you're with someone who destroys their body and mind, that's why I find cigarette smoking so unattractive, or like a woman getting fat so fucking, like if I'm dating you and you're getting gross, I'm watching you like dunk chicken nuggets in a Frosty in front of me, it's like, if you don't care about you and you don't think you're a great thing or a great catch and you're not going to invest time in your longevity on this earth, why should I invest time in you? If you think you're a shit product, so you treat your product like shit, aka you, by putting in fucking tobacco and nicotine and Oreos and Spam and alcohol and whatever those hot dogs are at 7-Eleven, why would I invest my time in you as well? All right. So, rolling around, I grabbed this girl by a hunk of meat somewhere. I had two different ends. I grabbed a hunk of fucking belly meat and I grabbed a bat wing. He just grabbed the flabby arm and oof. It's once again, different girl stopped. Did you just grab my fat? And it was like, I was just ravenous. I just wanted her. I was just like, just give me that. And there was a fucking handle. Okay? If I'm climbing a cliff and I just see a little edge, I'm like, grab it. If I'm climbing a big bitch and I see a hunk of fat, I'm gonna just grab it. I'm trying to get up on you, It's not even, but there you go. That's what you have to do is you consciously at a certain point get to grab don't let her know, just like, and because she will, when you do that, it will snap her out and it's going to cause some shit to turn in her head and she'll need to make some changes. Now, here's the thing. This won't work on a big old woman. Like a big woman who like in her dating profile said she's fat, BBW, who rocks the fat thing. Like this ain't going to work on a Lizzo. Okay? I could hide a G.I. Joe under one of Lizzo's folds and then give her a treasure map to find it and she'd think it was cute. Like that won't work on a woman like that. This is only going to work on a woman who used to be more fit, okay, and let herself go. All right? So if you met her big, she's going to stay big unless she's getting bigger. If you met her fit, you can do something about that. So other method. Buy her some clothes in Chinatown. Buy her some buy whatever her normal size was. Like she used to be a medium. I don't know. Women have numbers for their sizes. So whatever her size was, go to some Asian place where it's made smaller and buy that size, knowing full well she wouldn't have fit that size anyway. And act like you're giving her an amazing, be like, hey, I love you. I just wanted you to get this. And when she tries to put it on, she's going to be so disgusted by herself by not being able to put that on that it's going to give her some motivation. Trust me, women not being able to fit in clothes, that's a big one. That's a big one. And ideally, it's like a dress that one of her friends has in a new Instagram picture. That'll get them going. Anyway, that's what you do. Buy them some clothes that won't fucking fit. Third option. When you're going out with her, and when you're with your girl and you unavoidably check out hot girls, I don't hide it, whatever. I don't care if she checks out hot dudes, right? If I'm walking by some dude who's just swole as fuck, you ever walk by one of these cunts just walking down the street with no shirt on, like flexing as he walks, like, dude, get it, relax. That dude who's like, oh, this is everything. This is what my life is based around. And good for you. You put in the work to get those abs. Good for you. And I don't care if my girl looks Because I don't have abs. You know, some jacked, swole, handsome Ryan Gosling walks by. What am I going to do? And she's like, I don't even like that. I'd be like, fuck you, you phony baloney bitch. I know who I am. I'm not intimidated. But here's what you're going to do. So already you should be allowed to look at a hot girl. And if you can't, man the fuck up and pimp your relationship proper. All right? You shouldn't be afraid of your woman. That's gross. You should be ashamed of yourself if you are. Do something about it. Anyway. You'd be ashamed of being afraid of anything. I keep hearing people say, you can't say that on the internet. You'll get in trouble. With who? With who? What is everyone 8 years old? Who are you afraid of getting in trouble with? You are adult human beings. Like, get it the fuck together. Our grandfather stormed Normandy. The generation before, they were in the Ardennes Forest, charging over bunkers. And you're afraid of saying the wrong shit? Or you're afraid of pissing your wife off? Dude, for the love of fucking God, go jam a needle of testosterone into your fucking dick and get it back. And then take some AstraZeneca so you can grow some fucking balls. Anyway, third option. When you're going out, instead of checking out traditionally hot women, check out fat, sloppy, gross women. Like, really just like, when a real gross, like, SSBBW, supersized, big, beautiful woman walks by, just fucking, and there's a trombone playing, you know, and just like, you hear Viking horns as if long ships are coming ashore, and she's just, you know, and just like the little Asian dudes or Japanese guys are running like, Ichigo Ishira, and, you know, one of them, just check her out hard and make it noticeable. Let your girl notice. You might even go, damn. Make your girlfriend realize that you're into these nasty, this like grotesquely, like morbidly obese women. And she's going to think, oh shit. That's what I am? And she'll do something about it. There you go, man. 3 fucking methods. Also, just tell her, you know, and be like, hey, it's getting out of hand. You got to do something about it. But also, those other 3 ways, you know? I'm telling you, man, in conjunction, you gotta make her grossed out with your bullshit. Really. Because she knows. Don't you ever think that a girl doesn't know when she gains half a pound. They know. Their world is based around it. I promise you. So, she knows what's going on. All you got to do is be honest about it, and, you know. So, also, your dishonesty will also motivate her. Because when you're like, oh, look at that. Oh, shit. Damn, who is that? Is that a fine-ass woman or is that an amorphous blob? Ooh, baby. Ooh, oh, shit. Is that a fine-ass thick girl? Or is that the Juggernaut from X-Men? Ooh, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I slide up in that, you know? Like, I need like 15 of my dicks to get through them ties. Okay, there you go. That's what we're working with. That's where we're at. That's the world we're living in, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go, fella. That's what to do. And ladies, I told you how to. So I know some of you listened when I told you not to, and you're a little pissy right now. Well, I told you how to manipulate your man with his penis. All right, I'm just giving these fellas some info. I promise you the fat grab works. I promise you. Something will happen. I give it a fucking good squeeze. Like when you go, she's at the stove and you walk up behind her and you instead of grabbing her ass, you just go down there and fucking, I'm telling you, man, I used to fuck a girl from Taiwan and her name was Kimmy. And I go over her house, I fuck her, she'd make me dumplings. Dumplings, as she called them. I started calling them dumplings too, but I don't think she caught on. Because dumplings sound so much more fun than dumplings. Anyway, I would go see Kimmy after the gym, and I have a permanent belly. I have, like, despite going near getting the body of an Auschwitz victim, as I was an Auschwitz survivor, as I was in a weight loss competition, I still couldn't get rid of the belly and the little meat on my fucking man boobs. Despite me working out like a monster and bulking up, and eating right and no carbs, I couldn't get rid of it entirely. It dropped, but I go over to Kimmy's house. She goes, "Where were you?" I go, "I was at the gym." She goes, "Oh, are you still fat boy?" And grabbed my belly, and I was like, "Oh!" And it was endearing. But it was like a little thing in my head from when I was a kid, like when a guy would, I was a fat kid, someone would squeeze my nipple, give me a titty twister. And I was like, I'm going to fuck you extra hard for this. I'm going to do a few more pumps at the gym too. It was motivating, man. It's funny, I was going to go on a date with this other Taiwanese girl, and I met off like one of these dating apps, and I sent her a picture of me hiking, and she goes, "Oh, is that during COVID? Because you got a nice belly." And I was like, is this a Taiwanese cultural thing? Is this a thing in Taiwan where you make fun of people? I know you guys are all fucking skinny, all right? I know you're a skinnier race of people, and I'm a meaty Irishman, but it makes you aware. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, she called me. No American woman would have made fun of my little belly like that, but it was bigger, and I still have it. I can't. I'll always have it. But guess what? What matters is how you fucking rock it and if you're comfortable with it. Because if a girl comes into a relationship with me, she can't go, "Hey, you got a belly." She can go, "That belly," because I go, "That belly was always there." All right? It's like when you move into a house and you go, "Hey, there's no window in this room." And you go to your landlord and he goes, "I know." And you move in, you go, "Oh, why is there no window in my room?" And he goes, "Motherfucker, there never was a window in your room. You came into this apartment knowing there was no window. So fuck you, bitch." But if I move into an apartment with a window and then one day I wake up and my landlord covered it with bricks because he goes, "Oh, there was a bit of a leak and it was drafty," I'm going to have an issue. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, stay proper, stay fly. I appreciate all of you listening. I know the world's a crazy place, and it seems like it's getting crazier. Have faith. Have faith in yourself. And find your peace of mind. Tranquility shouldn't only come when you're out in a lake or at a mountaintop, because that's not when you need it. You need it when you're in the hailstorm. All right? You need tranquility when you're in the midst of battle. That's when you need it most. So find a way to meditate, say your shit out loud, manifest your shit. I promise you, this is God or the universe is my fucking witness. If you put the right energy out there, if you go about it the right way, if you manifest it right. I'm not saying that if you just will something, it'll happen. Okay? What I'm saying is if you work in that direction, if you say, "I want to be better at my career," and you actively try, that's what I mean by manifesting. Is stay true to you and do the right shit. Not just, "Oh, I want to be skinny, but I'm going to eat fucking Twinkies and manifest it." That's not what I'm talking about. You motherfuckers with no spirituality don't know what that is. What I'm saying is have faith and work in the right direction. Don't ask for anything to be done for you. Just ask for guidance and help as you do it. And you'll get better things back. I'm living proof of that, man. 2 weeks ago, I thought I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. And now, I got both my parents in the hospital at the same time. I'm dealing, I had some shit going on with work, I found new work. You know, there'll be other opportunities. The opportunity you think is the last one, it ain't. And the more doors that close, the less anxiety you have of making 10 different choices, because the path becomes a lot clearer when the doors you don't need close. It's kind of a blessing. So, anyway, that's how I end on fat bitches. Peace! With a hood, yeah.